So you have to tell people, like, I'm going to help you, but I need to let you know that this is going to, like, you're going to get triggers. I'll give you a quick example, too. She's 17, and her mom knows she smokes weed, okay? She has a pen, and she smokes weed but she was going to quit. So, and I was home, and so I decided to go out back, and I was going to smoke. And so I thought to myself, well, maybe I shouldn't smoke around her because she's trying to quit. But then, how do I know that that's not what's supposed to happen? Because she's in such a safe place right now with her mom home, and she's gonna face it. All of her friends smoke. So what happens tomorrow when she's not with her mom, and then she gets around her buddies, and then her buddies are smoking, and then it's easy to say, oh, well, I can partake, or screw it, man, I'm just going to join in. But now, because she had to transcend it that one time and make a new pathway, which is what you're talking about, make a new connection within herself in a safe way, then when the next day when that did come up, she's already got her 1,000 neurons flowing of no, I have a new connection here. I've got a better choice, and I know I'm strong because yesterday I had my uncle went outside and was smoking right in front of me, and I had to not do it. And even though she didn't do it completely because her mom was there or whatever, or I wouldn't have given her, you know what I mean? But the fact that, like, the universe sets us up so perfectly. So perfectly. And we fight against it every time, because I could almost feel her mom inside thinking to herself, he's an asshole. Like, this little girl is trying to quit right now, and he's outside smoking. What a dick. And I don't know if she was. Maybe, but that's the thing is the universe will set it up for success, but we push against it with resistance to what is happening right now, not seeing why that might be helpful in the future. We're like, no, this is stupid, and this really sucks, and this shouldn't be happening right now. And then what you don't realize is this is happening so that something bigger doesn't happen tomorrow. But then you go out and you fight it, and then now you got both. Now you got an argument tonight. Hey, listen, Bradley, you're an asshole for doing this. Well, you know what I mean? So now you've got this resistance there, and then the next day, because there was no transcendence and no pathway made, then when the friends do offer, it's like, oh, fuck it, I'm in. Because there's only resistance. And the chain of what the universe was trying to do. And if everybody is accepting in the moment of what's happening, acceptance in the moment of what's happening, this is good for me. I don't know why, but I need to accept what is happening right now. And it doesn't mean that we let people just like walk all over us, because you can be accepting in the moment and still say no. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I have to say yes to everything. It's just an acceptance of life. Like, in the moment, this is me. This is life. And there's no fighting that. How do you fight that? So you just go with it. But we think we need to control it because we think that we are, here's the line, like, we think we are the God when we're in our thinking mind, but it's actually, we're in the God, we are God only when we're in the acceptance mind, or the receiving mind, the allowing mind. Because the receiving and allowing is how God talks to us, right? Like, we're receiving God. We're allowing God. But when we're thinking, it's the opposite. It's our brain, and that's the negative connection you were just talking about. That's those neurons. That's Satan. What is Satan? Satan is man. What is man? Man is the physical. So the physical is that brain connection that has no connection to God that you're talking about right now. That is Satan. It's only physical. There is no outside spiritual to it. It's only a physical connection. So it has, It has no connection to the consciousness. It is independent of its own. And that's why that separation sucks so bad. And that's why you feel the separation, because you're in a body that has no, how do I say this? It has no, you're in a space that has no outside connection. It's an internal loop that just keeps spinning around inside of you. And so you feel isolated. But when you're in flow, it's not flowing with yourself. It's flowing with everything. It's flowing with God. And what is God? God is everything. So that means the right now, everything that's happening in it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, even if you're being abused in some way. We have, Liz Eckhart say, we have three choices all the time. We can go with it, we can accept it, or we can accept it, we can move, or we can change it. Like, no, move away from it, accept it, or resist. That's the three things. Move away from it, accept where it's at, and just accept this is what's happening right now. And there's nothing I can do about it, and just be in acceptance. Or you can resist it, which will lead to a bigger problem.
So the body is Satan.
The body is what?
Satan?
The man, like
right.
The number of the beast, if you think of the beast as man, like we are beasts. So the body in its own, just the physical form with no connection to source is Satan. That is the devil. It's isolated. It's us alone. And that's all Satan is what is our biggest fear? Isolation. Like, if you're on the planet, we started this whole thing off that God cannot be singular. So we just gone full circle. God cannot be singular. God is the consciousness. God is everything. He's all of this. So if that's God, then what's the opposite of that? One. One would be the opposite of everything.
Oh.
Not zero, because that's no thing. But one singular, one thing. So when we're one thing in our head, I'm isolated. Poor me. I can't do that. Everybody else can. It separates us. We get into what you just totally put into a physical form of we're in the loop inside of ourselves, right? It's just flowing through us from brain to tummy or brain to root chakra. It's probably just flowing up and down our chakras, but it's not going out the top chakra of like that's where we connect to source. Our crown chakra is what, like a foot above us at all times. It's outside of us. But if you're in the pain, then it's nothing's going outside of you. You're just circulating inside of you. You just dead. There's no life outside and just inside. Life comes from the outside, like beating of our hearts and the breathing of our lungs, and all of that stuff is done for us. If we had to beat our own hearts, we'd be dead in 30 seconds. We'd forget to do it. But something's doing it. It's free energy. It's free energy. It's just this energy that's just giving us life.